Spartans get ready to take on Tuskegee, the Golden Tigerettes, in a first-round NCAA Division II regional game. Hi, everybody. Jack Ike along with two-time Hall of Famer DeCarlo DeVoe with the play-by-play for the Tampa Spartans. This is in Tampa. Tampa, number one seed, will be hosting this regional. We've already played two games, Union winning the first game, Eckerd winning the second game. So those two teams will move on to play tomorrow. This is the first game of the evening session, and there's another game coming up after this one. But the teams are getting ready. This is a game that, you know, you look at the stats, it's a 1 against an 8, DeCarlo.
Right.
But I don't know if it really is, because Tampa comes in 30-1, riding a 19-game winning streak. And Tuskegee comes in 24-3, a 17-game winning streak, a spotless 20-0 in the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. So what do we have going on here?
I'll tell you this. This is why they call it March Madness. 1 versus 8. It could be David versus Goliath. Remember several years ago in the men's D1 NCAA tournament, the number one, not regional, but overall seed, Virginia was upset by a school that I still don't remember the name.
Baltimore
County, right. Yeah. And not only upset, they were blown out by 20.
Yeah.
So anything can happen.
But you know what? Virginia used that as motivation and won a national title
the next season.
Year.
Yep. I just feel bad for the guys that had to suffer that loss in their senior season.
Yep. It looks like this is since it's the first game of the evening session, we will have the national anthem.
That one is what?
This one's alive, but this one's still charging. We still have to pay.
Oh, you could give that to Jack. I could just share his. You ain't got to run back down, bro. Nah. I'll just look at his until, just put it on the format he likes. We can share it. And just keep this charging when it charges up. Yeah. Sometimes it's the charger.
Team in the nation, number one seed in the South Regional. As I said, 30-1, one of the best seasons in University of Tampa history. Starting lineup for today's game for Tuskegee, coming in with a 24-3 record. And they are going to send in Ariel McElroy. And McElroy, let me get my sheet here. Ariel McElroy is a junior from Bolingbrook, Illinois. And number 3 at guard is Jutoria Willis, a 5'11 grad student from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Number 23 is Brittany Bolin, and she is a 5'6 sophomore from Trophy Cleft, Texas. And number 13 is Ashyla Jackson. And she is a senior from Merrillville, Indiana. And number 24, Nadia Thorman McKee. McKee is a senior from Evanston, Illinois. Starting for the University of Tampa Spartans, they will start their typical lineup. Number 1, Maya Justo, a 5'5 junior from Naples, Florida. Number 5 is Audrey Ramsey, a 5'6 sophomore or junior, depending on how they're counting it this year, from Boca Raton, Florida. Number 15 is Sarah Jones, a 5'5" junior from Mason, Ohio. Number 24, first team all-conference, Malia Sullivan, a senior, 5'11" senior from Bartow, Florida. And number 2 is Sydney Kinn in the middle, 6'3" senior from Cary, Ohio. The first team all-conference, the Sunshine State Conference Player of the Year, and the South Regional Player of the Year. A lot of accolades for Sydney Kinn on her one-and-done season here in Tampa. Tom Jesse expects Tuskegee will press about a three-quarter court press, he anticipates, run when they can. Both teams somewhat similar in their stats, averaging right around 70-plus points a game. Tampa giving up only 59 a game, as their difference is 15 a game over their opponents, which leads the Sunshine State Conference. Though he did say it's always hard to play a team that you never played, don't have really a book on, and they're from out of your conference. And right off the bat, Tuskegee with the opening tip. That's Thorman McKee.
Sometimes there's greatness in mystery, and sometimes there's confusion.
Inside, turnaround jumper, a lefty, goes down. Jackson hitting that one.
Tuskegee on the board first.
To Sullivan, the drive, to Kinn, lays it up and in. We're tied. Pretty good contingent of Spartan fans here, considering it is spring break. McElroy, jump shot, free throw line, Willis, good. They shoot about 44%. Tampa shoots about 52% from the floor.
Yeah, they look like they're going to be getting up and down.
Jones missing. Kinn tries to tip it, but corralled by Thorman McKee. Up top, running the point, that's McElroy. She's going to take a three. In and out. Comes to Kinn on the bounce. To Justo. Tampa, Sunshine State Conference champions for the fourth consecutive year, won the conference tournament championship as well. Sullivan off the front of the rim. Tampa 19-1 in conference play. Neither of these teams have lost since we changed to the 2023 calendar year.
Yeah, so something definitely has to give this game, Jack. I mean, unfortunately, two great teams, but only one will be left standing.
Jump shot from the side. Thorman Mackey rolls it in. 6-2. Tuskegee out to the jump. The quick jump on this game from Tuskegee, Alabama. Members of the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. The SIAC. Ball saved by Jones. Gives it to Justo. Skip pass to Ramsey. Unloads a three. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Willis.
The one thing we've seen UT get off to some slow starts and rebound. Remember when they played West Texas A&M, they were down 9-0 and came back and won that game pretty handily. I was hoping that they got out the gate and was front running from the start, because this is an unfamiliar opponent.
Yeah. Sullivan lobs to Kinn. Off the glass, up and in. Kinn with four, Tampa with four, and it's a 6-4 game.
Yeah, Kinn up and in. And as you know how the motto says, if you want to win, pass it to Kinn.
Leading scorer and rebounder in the Sunshine State Conference, 19-plus a game, and picked up a foul there.
Early foul. Now, Malia Sullivan is no slouch either with the high-low pass to Sydney Kinn, as we know her great stats and accolades in this Sunshine State Conference.
From the corner, off, no good. Rebound. Smallest player on the floor, Sarah Jones.
Small stature, big heart.
Yes. Justo for Tampa. Drives, comes back. And Sullivan just lost the ball.
She looked like she wanted to fake the pass, or she changed her mind.
Lob inside. Jackson, turn around, in and out. Kinn fights for it. And I'd call it a jump ball, and they do. Justo got her hand on there. Jackson and Willis are kind of a duo, just like Sullivan and Kinn are for Tampa. Jackson was the player of the year in the SIAC last year, and again this year repeated. Willis was the defensive player of the year last year and repeated this year. Another bad pass by Tampa. Turning it over early. Jumper, no good. Kinn with the board.
Right, we need to be more decisive with the ball, especially early going, because we don't want to take away early opportunities from ourselves and give them to an unfamiliar opponent that look like they're the 8th seed, but with that record, are they really 8, like you said?
Right. Ramsey, good.
Yes.
Tampa into the lead, 7-6. Mark that down at the 5:45 mark. Pounding the dribble is Bolin. Takes the jumper, in and out. Rebound, back out. Ramsey steals.
Slowing it down, no numbers.
Ramsey's second team all-conference. Justo honorable mention. You know, the problem with that is you just couldn't put every Tampa player on the all-conference team.
Right. But they made up for it with the all-tournament team in the conference.
Yeah. And we're saying that honestly. This is a really good team. 9-6 Tampa.
And the thing is, a lot of them, if they were on other teams, they probably could have better stats.
Yeah.
But being unselfish and sharing the ball and sharing in this great success, it was worth it.
Yes. 9-8 on the basket. Tampa by 1.
Oh.
And Justo for 3.
The juice is loose.
Brings her family up. And they stop play, I think. Let's see, under 5 timeout. 4:34 to go, first quarter. Tampa 12, Tuskegee 8. NCAA tournament basketball right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
Great. Is kind of analyzing.
Tampa by 4, 12-8. DeCarlo, you were saying this first quarter?
Yeah, it's almost like the way you see Floyd Mayweather box. That first quarter, the early rounds, you're analyzing your opponent because it's someone you never faced before. Now, once you get that analyzation down pat, you should be able to analyze the strengths, the weaknesses, and then be able to exploit it to help you go on to victory.
Tuskegee with the ball, lobs it a little too far to Jackson. This is Stannard into the lineup, number 12. Amaria Stannard, a junior from Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Got to be aggressive against that trap.
Oh, travel by Justo. She wanted to pass. The lane closed. She grabbed the ball, and they called the travel, the double dribble.
The one thing with that trap, you got to be patient, but at the same time, you have to be tactfully aggressive also. Because when they leave too many holes, you got to exploit it when you have numbers going the other way.
Jackson driving on Kinn. Bounces around 3 or 4 times, but not in.
I think Jackson missed that shot because she went trying to draw a foul on Kinn.
Kinn
instead
back
of
out.
just focusing on the shot, right.
Now, did Kinn back out because she didn't want to get the second?
Of course she did. Yeah, she's very smart.
Jones. Good.
Yes. Right where she left off in the conference tournament.
Tampa's knocked down 3 threes already. 9 of their points, 9 of their 15 right there. They've outscored Tuskegee at this point on 3-pointers. Jumper, no good. Rebound, Justo. As I said, Tampa took the lead 7-6 at 5:45.
Haven't looked
we
back
are
yet.
2.5 later, and Tampa's added 8 more points.
Tuskegee is switching on the wing crosses, as you notice. I hope some way they could find a way to exploit that switch.
There's a moving pick, I think, on Tampa.
I thought they called a foul.
They called a foul, or I'm not sure who they called it on.
Yeah, but on the Malia Sullivan drive, I thought that was what was called.
Motion offense for Tuskegee. Tampa coached by the legendary Tom Jesse. That's a travel. Trelane Powell, the head coach at Tuskegee, has had a couple years of very sustained success. Conference champs last year. Easily conference champs this year. Unbeaten. Won the conference tournament as well. Unbeaten in conference play this year. Sullivan, free throw line jumper. Good.
Good. I'll tell you this. I mean, compliments to the competition sometime. Shayla Jackson, she has a nice, smooth-looking lefty turnaround jump shot.
She's a conference player of the year. Averaging 14 a game.
Turnover.
That's over and back. That's the 5th turnover for Tuskegee. Alani Gallagher into the Spartan lineup. She'll replace Sydney Kinn. She usually gets a breather just short of the end of the quarter. So she's a little more rested when the next quarter starts. Gallagher, one heck of a replacement, too.
The former defensive player,
of the year in the conference. Sullivan, and it's a double-digit lead.
See, I like when Kinn goes out, it allows Sullivan to kind of command the post area.
Jumper in and out, rebound. Stannard missing, fouled on the play by Sullivan.
Hand got caught in the cookie jar. Oh, they called it on Gallagher.
Gallagher, okay.
Luckily.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we are going to divvy up fouls to the right people, Gallagher would be the one you would want to take one over Sullivan.
Right. It's like being able to select who shoots your tech if a player's hurt.
Mostly because Gallagher just won't get as much playing time as Sullivan, so she's probably not going to get many more fouls anyway.
She's a good player, but she's not as decisive as Sullivan is.
Yes.
Sullivan has been a mainstay. We've been spoiled because we just come to expect greatness from her every time she steps on the court.
Conference Player of the Year 2 seasons ago. Sydney Kinn, Conference Player of the Year this year.
Right. What she needs, being as good as a player as she is, she needs a nickname.
And, you know, she's down to the final games of her career here. It's the NCAA tournament.
Right.
Well, a triple team on Jones, and she lost the ball.
But UT, they played right into the area of the trap that Tuskegee wanted.
Up and in, no good by Jackson. Rebound Tuskegee. Long jumper, in and out, and rebounded by Ramsey.
Tuskegee, they put it up. It seems as if they're not gun shy. They're more free spirited as far as their play. UT is just they gun also, but they're just a bit more disciplined.
Yes.
As far as their attack. Pull it out on the offensive rebound and reset. And here we have Haywood Workman, a former Indiana Pacer and NBA point guard, attending this game.
Jackson on Gallagher, off the glass, no good. Sullivan rebounds. Justo the other way.
What's up, Haywood Workman? Thank you for coming.
Jones lost it, taken away. Heading the other way is Willis. Drives off the glass, bounces around and down. 19-11, 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tampa can hold for the last shot, see if they can get it back up to a double-digit lead. Justo across the timeline. Quarter down to 14 seconds. Down to 10. Inside.
Oh,
Sullivan
nice pass.
to Jones. In and out.
Great execution,
Tuskegee's got 3 seconds. 2, 1. Half court. Off to the right. First quarter done. 19-11, Tampa on top. And we'll be back for the second quarter. You're watching right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
That won't show up on the stat sheet, but
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
$19-11. DiCarlo just offered a ton of wisdom during the timeout.
Right. Now,
and I said, you got to save this stuff.
What I was saying, Jack, is that at the end of the quarter, we see a long shot about to be attempted by Tuskegee. But what Maya Justo did, she got in front of the player and made her have the shift that took her off her straight line. And notice where the side she made her shift to was the side the shot
she missed
was
wide
missed.
right. Yeah.
Now, it's a low percentage shot. However, we've seen long shots be made at the end of quarters that can either help a team win or you miss it. It helps Tampa keep the momentum and keep that lead secure. So great job by Maya Gusto. It won't show up on the stat sheet, but it's a winning
noticed
play.
by you, though.
Yes.
Second quarter underway. Jump shot. Off, no good by Willis. And I think we've got Stannard with the foul from behind, picking up a foul 10 seconds into the quarter. Actually, I think it might be on Jackson. No, they're calling it on 21, Austin, just into the lineup.
Don't pick up your dribble without somewhere to go.
Aaliyah Austin into the lineup. That's Ramsey for Tampa. Tampa, 8 of 12 from the floor, 67%. 2 out of every 3.
It's good shooting.
5 of 19 for Tuskegee, 27%. Sarah Jones, ball fake, jumper, in and out.
Wow. That hit every part of the inside of the rim.
Across the timeline is Abdur Rahim just into the lineup. Number 4, that is Sumaya Abdur Rahim, a junior from Grand Prairie, Texas.
Remember, years ago out of Georgia, we had an Abdur Rahim that went to Cal, I think somewhere out in college, and he played with the Grizzlies, I think, for a long time.
Yep.
Sharif Abdur Rahim.
Yes.
I wonder if they're related. Could be.
Yeah.
Depending on where she's from.
Grand Prairie, Texas.
Oh, well, he was from Georgia, but it doesn't.
Tampa losing the ball again. And Abdur Rahim across the timeline calls out a play. Neither team has scored. We're a minute 10 into the second quarter. Tampa by 8. Willis dishes off too far. They try to save it. They do. In the lane, drives, jumper, fading away, good, and a foul call. And they got Kinn. I didn't think she was that close to the ball, but the ref from behind called it. And that's 2 on Sydney Kinn.
Wow, that's a tough break. Tough break.
Nice. They may have called it on Justo, actually. If so, her first.
Yes.
It's on Justo.
Luckily.
Again, a good move. Just Maya's first. Tampa's first of the quarter.
Attack.
Sullivan into the lane. Boy, she just moved people out of the way. I bet you Jackson's saying they don't do that in our conference.
That's what I was talking about there. You have to selectively attack against this pressure. When you have the numbers, you got to go. You don't have to do it every time because it wants you to rush and speed up and take those quick shots so they could get off and running.
Not that this is a soft game.
Oh, not at all.
But Malia Sullivan, a little extra level here.
No, she's as tough as they come.
Yeah.
You know, any league, any gender.
Hits them both. 21-14. Eight for Sullivan, leading Tampa. Kin has 4. Kin had the first 4, has been scoreless since. Pass inside to Jackson. Inside the free throw line, hits. Jackson showing why she is the SIAC Player of the Year.
She's like a mini female Sam Perkins with
Yeah,
that left
yeah,
hand.
yeah.
He had, remember that turnaround he had?
Oh, yeah. At the college and professional level.
Right. You knew he was going left every time, but couldn't stop it.
Pass into Kin, off the glass and in.
I like that, Jack. Pass into Ken, off the glass and in.
Said it twice today. And what happened is Tuskegee tried to rotate but didn't do it in time, and their player was fortunate enough to bail out before getting the foul. Abdur-Rahim trying to drive on Ramsey, gives up the dribble.
Great defense by Ramsey to contain. You don't have to gamble, just contain him. Stay in front.
To Willis. Willis outside the free throw line, front of the rim.
Ooh.
Tip and into the hands of Justo. 23-16, Tampa by 7. NCAA first round regional game. 8 teams converged on Tampa. Ramsey for 3. No. Kin fighting for it, gets the rebound, off the glass and in. Wow.
That's just will. And she did it all by not going over the back, preserving her second foul.
Jackson looked around like, come on. But she did it just by kind of playing volleyball with it.
Ken just has deceptively long arms.
Free throw line jumper, rolls around, bounces out. Kin rebounds. Foul on, is it on Jackson or Stenard? Can't tell if it's 12 or 13. 13, that's Jackson. First foul on her.
Right, and as you mentioned, the winning streaks by both teams, that's 36 straight games.
Yeah. Neither team has lost in 2023. Matter of fact, one of Tuskegee's losses was to Florida A&M, a Division I team.
Right.
Mid-season. It wasn't like it was a exhibition game.
Right. That's where they're in Tallahassee, not too far from Florida State.
Yeah. At the buzzer, and Justo just had to put it up. Shot clock violation.
That was a good defensive possession by Tuskegee on the block shot from Sarah Jones's three-point attempt, and then they force a shot clock violation.
25-16, 6 minutes to go until halftime.
Good steal by Ken. She just reached up and snagged it out of the air, and that's what I mean by her deceptively long arms and quickness.
Tampa will have it out of bounds.
Ken is one-on-one down there in the post. Now they backed up another play to double. They've been watching film, Jack. They've been watching film.
Yep. Ramsey to Kin.
Shoot that.
Justo!
Yes. The juice is loose from behind the arc.
Abdur-Rahim trying to drive on Justo. Boy, that one just slipped in and out. Rebound, foul in a basket, and it might be another one on Justo.
Yeah, Abdur-Rahim should have used the glass on that shot. She had a nice angle. I mean, it was still a good shot, but I think the glass helps her. One thing with her hand getting caught in the cookie jar, you got to make sure that that player does not get that ball up. Make them shoot 2.
And this is the under 5 timeout. 4:59 to go until half. 28-18, Tampa on top. .459 left to play. Second quarter. 4:59 until the half. Maya Justo picking up the second foul. She comes out. And Audra Leopold comes in.
Another savvy guard with good experience.
And she has the ball, number 4. Senior. Had some knee problems earlier in the year.
They're almost doubling Ken before she gets the ball.
And a travel on Jones.
Just a bit too anxious, even though it didn't look like much of a travel to me, but nevertheless it was called, so it's a travel.
Yes. Abdur Rahim comes off a pick. Free throw line, tries to drive more. Little runner overlaid the rim, and it goes into the hands of Audrey Ramsey.
UT can make the lead a double-digit lead. Now, the key thing with the bad shot, it's almost like a turnover.
Yeah.
You give the ball right back to the opposing team. Sorry.
Shot clock to 10. Sullivan with the ball. Jumper, in and out. Ken fights for it. It goes out of bounds, and
oh, wow.
They say it's Tuskegee ball. Much to the dismay of some UT student athletes who are in attendance.
I don't want to discount the ref because she's right there on the ground level and where we have the bird's eye view, but I'll stand by her call. UT in a loose man switching.
And that time Willis just kind of got, I don't know if she was trying to go behind her back or just lost the handle on the ball, but she did go behind her back and threw it out of bounds.
So UT ball. Maybe it's karma for the previous call.
Ramsey goes behind her back and gives it to Sullivan.
Right side open. Right side open.
Sullivan. Oh, in and out.
I'll tell you this, for Ken, even if you can't get the ball on the rebound, you better tip it away, because if she's near the area and gets a finger on it, chances are she may get that ball.
Willis, jump shot.
Not a good shot.
No.
Forced shot.
You know, one thing I've noticed about Tuskegee, they're not afraid, if they get within the free throw line or in, to put up a quick shot.
Right.
Whether they've got space or not.
Yeah, it seems like they all have the green light, but one thing with them is, as I mentioned with UT, it's UT is just a bit more disciplined, and Tuskegee seems a bit more trigger happy.
Yeah. Well, the shooting percentages are 8 for 27, which is 29%. That'll go up as Abdur Rahim hits. Tampa's at 11 for 22, 50%. And it's 28-22, so Tampa's letting them stay close with a 6-point difference. Tampa already with 10 turnovers, and that is way not characteristic.
Right. Now, Tuskegee somewhat of a quick trigger on that last three-point attempt.
Sullivan right back. She's got double digits. 30-22, 2 minutes to go.
Well played first half thus far. What do you say, Jack?
Yes. Well, Tampa with too many turnovers, though.
Yeah, I agree. Offensively, a pretty good first half.
Nice drive in the lane and in. That was Thurman McKee.
Somewhat low scoring, but this is the type of game where you have to be patient. You just don't run and gun.
Oh, and another turnover. Up, no good. Tipped out of bounds. Tuskegee ball.
UT has to be very careful on picking up your dribble right after half court.
Yeah.
It would be better to take a retreat dribble before passing half court and switch lanes. But once you dribble right past half court and pick it up, you're playing right into the trap.
Yep. On the jump shot, Thurman McKee drives and scores. And the lead is 4 with a minute 20 till half.
These women can play. You don't win 17 straight games just from luck.
No. To Jones. Ramsey, no. Fighting for it as Kidd got the rebound. 4 players on her. She's still putting it up
Wow! That looked very Akeem Olajuwon-esque.
She has 10. Sullivan with 10. Under a minute to go in the half.
That was around 3 or 4 players.
Sullivan with the rebound. Sullivan just helped Abdur-Rahim guide the ball out of bounds.
What Sullivan has to do is she's so good at drawing fouls. She caught Abdur-Rahim out of position, drive into her, and pick up that foul on the opponent.
About 15-second difference. Tampa will have to shoot. Down to 30 right now on the shot clock, on the game clock, I should say. Sullivan almost lost it. Gets it to Leopold. To the corner. Ramsey on the way.
Yes!
Good.
Yes, I saw it. Perfect arc and rotation.
15 seconds in the half. Tampa back up by 9.
Quick turn of events.
10 in the half. Jump shot.
Oh!
Off to the side. I think Sarah Jones, though, will get the foul.
It's unfortunate to commit that foul because you stop the clock and give them a chance at 2 points.
In and out.
That's some home cooking.
Missed them both. Tampa with 5 seconds. Can they get a good shot? Sullivan, Leopold, jumper.
Yes. Yes, I saw it when it left her hand. Great momentum.
So from a 30-26 score to 37-26 at half, Tampa will take an 11-point halftime lead. Tampa is led by Malia Sullivan and Sydney Kinn with 10 points apiece. On the other side, Thurman McKee and Willis with 6 points. We'll come back just before the start of the second half, and we will update you with all the stats. Tampa by 11. You're watching on TampaSpartans.tv.
NCAA thanks official equipment suppliers Honor Sports, Discards, Billiard, Smitty's, Spalding, Spec Seats, and Wilson Sporting Goods for their support of NCAA Championship. Their contributions help enhance the educational and athletic experiences of nearly 500,000 NCAA student athletes. Also, the NCAA thanks their corporate champions, AT&T, Capital One, Coca-Cola, and their corporate partners, Aflac, Buffalo Wild Wings, Buick, Capri, Dick's Sporting Goods, Great Clips, Intuit TurboTax, Invesco, LG, Marriott, Nabisco, Nissan, Pizza, Reese's, and Wendy's. Their support enhances NCAA championships and the educational and athletic experience of nearly 500,000 NCAA student athletes.
hospitality room down there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I just found out.
Really?
I'm gonna go there for dinner.
I think there should be hot food in there. See, because it wasn't in there before this game. That's why we were talking just like, hey, I had chicken on salad. Oh.
but that's what it takes, man. Tampa did a nice job stopping that. I was going to say, they came out. It was like, okay, we got to pump the water a little bit, see what's going on. Then they kind of took off. Are you doing the last game too? I'm not. I can't stand. I got to catch myself. Oh yeah, get me on the boat. I know. I don't know if Starbucks going to stay and do the game. Probably, I think so. We're here all day. Only go about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I'm here. So it'll be messed up if I left, especially with Monday being in jeopardy. I thought you were saying skating. No, I just assumed. Because recording studio all day just singing.
Yeah.
No, I don't care what genre of music it is. That's a lot. You know.
Just about ready to start the second half. First round NCAA Division II South Regional Women's Basketball game. Jack Ike along with DeCarlo DeVoe. Andre running the board, making us look good and sound good. It's 37-26, Tampa on top right now. Back to an 11-point lead after Tuskegee had taken that 11-point lead Tampa had and cut it to 30-26. But Tampa scored the last 7 points of the half for the 11-point lead. Quick look at the scoring at this point. McElroy for Tuskegee with 3 points. Willis with 6. Jackson has 4. And Stannard has 4 as well. Bolin with 3. And as a team, they are 11 of 32. They've gotten it up, believe it or not, to 34%. At one point, they were shooting well under 20%. So they're shooting better since then. They're a combined 1 for 5 from 3, 3 for 6 from the free throw line. They have 15 rebounds and 5 assists, 8 turnovers. On the other side of the ball, Tampa, Audra Leopold, 2 points, but huge 2 points, hitting with at the buzzer to give Tampa the 11-point halftime
momentum
lead.
Building shot.
Audrey Ramsey with 6. Sarah Jones has 3. Malia Sullivan 10. Maya Justo with 6. And Sydney Kinn with 6. Tampa is 15 of 27 for the game, 55.5%, though they were 46.5% for the quarter. Tampa 5 of 11 from 3. They are shooting 46% from 3, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 18 rebounds, 11 assists. The only blemish, though, is 11 turnovers at this point. So Tampa will have to do their best to reduce it. Though, you know, we did point out the one Achilles heel that Tampa might have coming into the postseason is the full court press.
Yes. Yes, the turnovers, full court press, half court traps. It's just a little bit of indecision on some of the passes, and you have to be precise and decisive at the same time.
Tampa will inbound the ball to start the half. The original starters are out. Nobody in any foul trouble for Tampa.
Yeah, Ken picked up one early, and I thought maybe she may be in jeopardy of picking up a second foul, but she avoided it.
Justo does have 2. On the other side, Austin has 2, but nobody else. And Tampa scores. Sydney Kinn, now the leading scorer with 12.
On the assist from Malia Sullivan.
We've mentioned it all year. Tampa gets an inordinate amount of assists when they score. well over half their buckets. There's a nice drive by Jackson.
Yeah, very nice. She took it right to Ken that time. Ken smartly avoided the foul. Right.
Court to Jones. Tampa with 16 baskets, 12 have been assisted. So 75% of their baskets, 3 out of 4 have an assist.
And once they take their time and methodically break the trap with a few passes, then they can, set and pretty much get whatever it is they want offensively. Just like that.
Biggest lead of the game is 14, 42 to 28. On the drive, fade away off the glass, doesn't even get to the glass.
No shot clock reset. Play them tightly.
Shot
Denied.
clock to 7. Jump shot Jackson off the side, no good. Got her own rebound, puts it up, no good. Back up and in.
Yep.
Good effort on the offensive end of the board.
Very good effort.
That was a basket by Bolin. She now has 5.
Got to cut the diagonal. Right. The key with the trap is that you don't pick up your dribble until you know where you're going with the ball.
Oh, Justo faked like she was going to pass. Everybody fell for it and just drove to the basket.
Right. She just used the Tuskegee defense as if they were just practice cones, and she just dribbled right through them.
Ken with the rebound. That's 8 rebounds for Ken. She's dangerously close to a double-double.
I think
what
she'll
she
get
averages
there
on the season.
I think she'll get there.
She averages 19 and 10 on the year. And
Oh,
Sullivan
wow. Way to
saves
preserve
turnover.
the possession.
Justo for 3. No. Up to Willis. Willis goes inside on the drive. Thorman McKee tries to go back, reverse, doesn't go in.
The good thing with this game is that it's very well balanced. Sometimes we've seen Ken get out to go on an early scoring binge and really lead the ship. But everyone right now, they're playing such a well-rounded, sharing the ball, balanced scoring game. The only thing they need to do is preserve the possession by making less turnovers.
So Ken able to coax a foul out of him. Jones, good. 17-point lead.
Wow. They've hit the accelerator.
Yeah. It was once a 30-26 game. Tampa saw their lead cut to 4. Now it's a 17-point lead. Ken, good defense, but Jackson hits anyway.
Yeah, being left-handed, as you know, Jack, is an advantage on the basketball court. Get it over.
Yeah, players are used to reaching over a certain way to block a shot, and then to find
Right.
out the ball's not there. Boy, I think they might have got Jackson there. She was just bumping on Ken away from the ball.
Yeah, trying to push Ken out of her comfort zone. The thing is, Ken is slim, but she's a lot stronger than she may look. She's wiry strong. So, as you can see, Jackson had a tough time trying to move her.
She tried. He gave it a couple oomphs. Sullivan on the drive off the glass.
Nice drive. Nice drive. You deserve the flex after that one, Malia.
Yeah. She's had 2 really strong drives today. Nice shot in retaliation. And a quick timeout by Trelane Powell. 49-34, Tampa by 15. 6 minutes to go in the quarter. We'll take a quick break. Extra duty down there. But I'll bring it up. We are at the one and done portion of the college basketball season. Winner moves on, losers go home. We've already played 2 games here on the court today and here in Tampa.
Right, 2 representatives of the Gulf South Conference, Valdosta State taking on Union earlier today in the first game at noon, in which it was a hard-fought game, but Union pulled it out. They're the big sister in that conference. The second game featuring 2 Sunshine State Conference rivals, Nova versus Eckerd, in which that was a hard-fought game, but Eckerd pulled that one out.
Yeah.
They play Union tomorrow afternoon at 5.
Tampa playing this game. Then there's a game after this one.
Lee versus Lynn. Lee out of Cleveland, Nashville, which we were talking about that earlier. Most people associate Cleveland with the state of Ohio.
Right, yeah. Cleveland, Tennessee.
So that was a bit of trivia. And also some trivia, as I may have mentioned to you earlier.
You got to bring this up.
Yeah, Lionel Richie, the famous singer from the Commodores. Guess what his alma mater was?
I'm thinking,
Tuskegee University.
Yeah.
Back then it was called Tuskegee Institute.
Yep.
So thank you for bringing along some musical geniuses. But I'm pretty sure Tuskegee has birthed some other greatness, within their historic reign as a city and an academic institution.
3-quarter court trap. Spartans break it, get it to Kin.
Nope.
That's not where you want it.
No, I don't like the handoff right there. That's where, Kin, that shows you that, she's more 15 feet and in out there. That's not a good decision on that pass, resulting in another turnover.
$5:15 to go, third quarter. Tampa by 15. Long 3.
Oh,
Good.
wow.
Bolin knocking that one down, and she's got 8. 51-39. Again, the full court trap.
Get it over. Nope, another turnover. You got to go to the middle of the floor. Jones was a little bit out of position for where the pass was thrown.
Sullivan tries for the steal, doesn't get it. Kin not able to block the shot. It's down to a 10-point lead, and Tom Jesse wants a timeout. 4:34 to go, 51-41, and will take a timeout.
Points of turnovers.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
Two people trailing me, one being faster of the two.
Tampa to inbound. The lead is down to 10. It's been double digits for a while. And they break the press. And Kin, I don't think they gave her room to move, so probably a foul on the Tuskegee player.
Yeah,
Slow
Tuskegee.
to get up, but it's going to be on Thorman McKee.
Tuskegee, they're hustling, they're biting, they're scratching, they're clawing. I mean, because they know that they aren't going to win this game straight up. That's why they're doing what they're doing. And this is really Tampa's game to lose at this point.
Justo to Ramsey. Sullivan free throw line. Back to Ramsey. Sullivan free throw line, drives the lane, puts it up off the glass, rolled it in.
Stops the bleeding.
She defied gravity with that shot.
Yes, she did.
Kin with a steal. Tips it to Ramsey.
Oh, wow.
Ramsey lost it, though, and a foul on Justo. That might be her fourth.
Ramsey had the right idea, but the long Tuskegee arms tipped her pass.
That's 4 on Maya, so Audra Leopold will come in.
That's a tough break. She was shooting and playing well. 3 of 5 from three-point range as Justo goes to the bench.
Jackson looking to drive on Kin. Backs out. Gets a pick, though. Willis, jumper off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound. Jackson back in.
Yeah, Kin went to help, and Jackson just slipped into offensive rebound space.
10-point difference again. Sarah Jones finds Kin. Up. No good.
Wow. That's a tough break.
Dishes it out. McElroy, jump shot, bounces
Wow.
in. The lead is down to 8 with 3:05 to go in the quarter.
Single digits.
To Jones. Ramsey up top, surveys the defense. Comes off a Sullivan pick. Inside, stolen again.
Not a good angle for that pass.
Tampa's 15th turnover of the day. Free throw line jumper, no good. But Willis gets her own rebound. Drives in again, jumper in the lane, bounces around, no good. Tipped out, it is saved. No, they say she stepped on the line. It'll be Tampa ball.
Tuskegee is really hustling right now. UT got to be careful. You got to protect that ball as if it's your baby right now. Don't put it in the arms of people you don't trust.
Ramsey, Leopold, across the timeline with a second to spare. Sullivan backs out, now turns around, comes back out. Jones for 3.
Nope,
that
off.
was wide.
Yes.
And Kin going for the rebound, I think got fouled by Jackson. And that'll be her third, I think. Yes.
Yeah, Kin's hustle caused that foul, drew that foul.
Also, it's the 5th team foul on Tuskegee, meaning even though it's a non-shooting foul, she shoots 2.
Any way you can manufacture points.
Hits the first. Kin now with 14. Has a double-double, 10 rebounds and 15 points. Make it 16. Jackson coming out, and Aaliyah Austin coming in. .210 to go, third quarter. Willis looking to drive, comes back out to the corner. Long 3, that's wide. Chasing it back into the opposite corner, and it goes out of bounds. McElroy tried to get that one. Tampa tipped it away from her out of bounds. In the lane, off the glass, no good. Kin with the rebound. Leopold, Sullivan lobs it into Kin, up off the glass and in. 18, one short of her average. Lead back to 12 with 1:20 to go. Steal by Sullivan. Tampa has numbers. Sullivan to Jones. Jones off the glass, up and in.
I thought Sullivan was going to shoot the whole time, as did the Tuskegee defender.
I think Jones thought that for most of the play, too. Kin, just good positioning for that board. To Jones. Again, Tampa with numbers.
Turn into
this
favor.
time, yes. So that hurts Tuskegee because they were making a move on Tampa.
You know what it is? They were down, high double digits, and they put forth so much energy to get back into the game that when now they're a little tired. Now UT is on a run of their own.
Yeah. I think Trelane Powell realizes that. She's got 3 subs waiting to come in, but we're down to 20 seconds in the quarter. Tampa about a 3-second difference shot game. Tip to Sullivan. 9 on the shot clock. Sullivan in the lane, up off the glass, no good. Got her own rebound, up off the bottom of the backboard, no good. 3 seconds on the clock. Does she get the shot off? Blocked by Kin, out of bounds.
Wow, good hustle by Kin.
So we've played 3 quarters of this game, and it is 61-45 Tampa, led by Sydney Kins. 18 points, 13 rebounds. We'll take a break and be right back.
Your college sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us.
And for college sports.
All day is Leopold. No, Gallagher was in briefly. Tampa by 18, biggest lead of the game, 8.5 minutes to go. Kin hits 21 points. The Sunshine State Conference Player of the Year, the South Region Player of the Year, and Tuskegee's finding out how good a player she is in this South Regional.
Right. It wasn't inflated stats or a joke.
Averages a double-double. She's got one today. Ramsey, second team all-conference. To the corner, Marcheski, valuable off the bench. Can't hit that one, though.
Go.
Marcheski saw that one with the steal. Doesn't have numbers, but she's ahead of the pack.
She
got
fouled.
fouled on the way up. She had a 1-on-3, but she had a step on everybody.
I'll tell you this.
So
if
don't
you don't
stop.
In her position, as talented as she is, she doesn't get many plays called to her.
Yeah.
So if you want points, go hustle and manufacture it just like she did. Go get a steal. Don't complain that they're not passing me the ball. You go get an offensive rebound, you go get a steal, and get to the free throw line as she just did.
I bet she's never complained about that since she's been here.
Oh, no, not her,
No.
but I'm speaking
Oh,
on the
anybody-
general
in general,
consensus.
yes.
Right. I hear it so much.
Yes. Knocks them both down. 21-point lead.
Everybody can't have the ball on the same possession.
Yes,
to
there's
shoot
only
it.
one basketball.
And there's only one time you can shoot. If you get an offensive rebound, then there's another time, to maybe have a shot at trying to get a shot off.
Willis. Spartans staying in their zone.
Zone with the trap.
Boy, a long skip pass. Abdur Rahim.
Oh.
All right, take that back. Thorman McKee hits a three. Back to an 18-point difference.
Nice shot. But the bad thing is they're still down 18.
Full court press, and Ramsey has to call a timeout. She was running out of time to inbound the ball. We'll take one, too. Tampa 69, Tuskegee 51.
Move back.
69-51, 7:12 left in the game. Tampa now up 18. It was 21. Tampa had to call a timeout off the trying to inbound. They do it. Maya Justo back in as well for Tampa. She gets it into Ramsey. Back to Justo. Quickly up to Jones. Jones across the timeline to Sullivan. Now they can run the offense.
Tell you this.
Into Kin up. Fouled.
With Myers' energy and the way she plays, man, she doesn't have the score, but she's always entertaining. I don't know if you get that, Jack, or if you understand what I'm saying or trying to say, but she just has a certain type of energy about her that even though the ball may not be in her hands, you're still watching her.
That was the fifth foul on Jackson.
Yeah, that's a tough break.
So their person in the middle has fouled out.
And best player in conference player
Conference player of the year the last 2 years.
That's tough.
That's Shyla Jackson, a senior, so you never know with players getting extra years, but that might be the end of her collegiate career. Long jumper, no good. Into the hands of Tuskegee, but knocked out of bounds. Thorman McKee went up, knocked out of her hand. They'll keep possession of the ball. Got the L&L game coming up against this. After this, Lee against Lynn. Lynn, a team we know a lot about. They played here last Saturday against the Tampa Spartans. Willis hits. Willis with 10.
There could potentially be an all-SSC region final.
Yeah. Eckert has advanced. Union advanced earlier. So Eckert and Union will play. Oh, and Abdur Rahim got called for a foul, trying to steal it from Ramsey.
I'll tell you this. Union has a big center from England. 6'6".
Wow.
Naomi Van Ness. She is big.
And good?
Not just tall, big.
Yeah.
Not very polished offensively, but she is big. She clogs up the lane. She can get blocks or change shots. That's going to be potentially, depending on what happens, but for Eckert, that's going to be a very formidable player because she draws fouls just because she's big.
Eckert, one of the other SSC teams ranked in the top 10 in the nation. Jump shot off the glass, bounces around, rebound on the floor, rebound back up. Kin fights for it and gets it. Knocks out of her hand, she gets it back, taken away. And she blocks the ball, but got called for a foul.
Wow.
Audrey Ramsey alertly guided Sydney Kin away from the referee after that call.
Yeah. I understand Kin's frustration because that's the play we've seen her make a lot of times cleanly, as she possibly did right there.
Yep.
Nevertheless, the referee, her back was turned to Kin.
Fortunately for Tampa, just the second foul. Tampa with all the starters in. Justo with 4 fouls, the only one to worry about. Kin with a foul, 2 fouls. Jones and Sullivan with a foul. Ramsey has not fouled. 73-54, 5:50 to go. Ramsey, skip pass to Jones, to Justo. Looking to go inside to Kin, not able to get it there. There they go. Almost triple teamed. 5 on the shot clock. Sullivan looks, has to shoot, puts it up, no good. We come the other way. Abdur Rahim tries to Euro step through the lane, can't. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Tuskegee ball.
Kin looking like she may need a sub, just for a minute or two.
5:16 left in the game. Abdur Rahim to inbound. They get it to Willis. Fade away from the free throw line. Ball's free. Justo picks it up, fighting for it, gets it away, quickly out to Jones. Jones alertly pulls it back. Ramsey. Nine on the shot clock. Into Kin. She puts it up and in and got fouled.
Nice high-low pass. Quick pass by Sullivan. If she waits a split second longer, that pass isn't there. Good heads-up play.
Foul was on Thorman McKee.
Kin now with 25.
Yep.
Sullivan with 16. And there's no Tuskegee player in the teens as far as scoring.
Tuskegee has 3 in double digits at the moment. That was Tampa's first missed free throw. They are 11 of 12 today. Air ball.
And as you say that, it seems as if the ball is starting to get out of the air for Tuskegee. Or the air's starting to get out of the ball. It's like the ball just doesn't bounce as high.
Yeah. Sullivan to Kin. Couldn't quite catch it in stride and taken away. Goes out of bounds. Tuskegee ball.
A bit sloppy by Tampa. Great ideas, though. But we can't continue to make 17 turnovers and advance.
Nope. Ken got a call for another foul, and that'll be her third. That's almost one the refs will call often.
Yeah.
It just looks not right.
You see cornerbacks do that to receivers in football. They grab them around the waist and use them as leverage.
Yeah. Thorman McKee missing. Sullivan rebounds.
Sullivan now with her 7th rebound.
Justo, closely guarded, finds Ramsey. 10 on the shot clock. Sullivan, triple team. Back to Ramsey, inside the arc, pulls up. Won't go. Rebound, McElroy. Long three, no good. Fighting for it, nice rebound. Kim fighting for it. And we've got a jump ball called. It'll be Tampa ball.
Great teamwork to pick Sydney up after falling down by Maya Justo.
Ramsey into the front court. 3:20 left in the game. Tampa by 21.
This is one of the biggest margins of, well, I won't say victory yet. The game's not over,
right,
but potentially the biggest margin of victory thus far in these games. All the other games have been by single digits.
Yes.
There have been some double-digit leads, but no one has won.
Nice three from the corner by McElroy. And Trelane Powell calls a timeout. We'll take a timeout, 77-57. 2:52 left in the game.
Your college sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Well, don't be surprised on selection. .252 to go. Tampa inbounds the ball. Some backcourt pressure. Justo. Across the timeline. Lob inside to Alani Gallagher back in the lineup. Ramsey, good.
Wow. Splash.
That's 14 for Audra. She's 4 for 7 from the three-point line. And Tuskegee answers with McElroy. She is 3 for 6 from the deep. Justo to Sarah Jones. Sarah says we don't need any points. We need seconds. 80-60. Ramsey, Sullivan. No good. Rebound to Bolin. McElroy. Another three. Rattled that one home.
Wow. Tuskegee is fighting.
Yeah, they've never given up. It's 17 points with a minute and a half. Sullivan was trying to pass it, deflected out of bounds. Audra Leopold coming in. Eleanor Marcheski coming in for Sarah Jones and Malia Sullivan. Fine round of applause for those two Spartans. Sullivan, more than likely done for the day with 16 points, 7 rebounds. And Jones 8 points, 2 rebounds. Leopold, double teamed. Justo for 3. No. Gallagher rebounds. New shot clock, a minute to go. Tampa will run the record to a 20-game winning streak and go to 31-1 on the season. Tuskegee will end the season 24-4, and their 17-game winning streak. Audra Ramsey.
Nice.
Just kind of ran down court like what's the big deal?
Right, almost magical.
Yeah. 82-63 for Ramsey, her 16th point. 4 Spartans in double digits, the bulk of your scoring right there. Erin Antosh will come in. She's coming in for Audrey Ramsey. Nice round of applause for Ramsey. 16 points. Marcheski has it taken away, and she commits a foul off the turnover. So as we mentioned, a point of concern, though, 18 turnovers in the game, 11 in the first half.
Yes.
Well, that's a lot.
Luckily, they have the talent to have that offensive explosion that they did.
Yes. Tuskegee also with 13 turnovers. Both teams have gotten 15 points off turnovers. (82-64) with 21.8 to go. Inside to Gallagher. Finds Justo. Double teamed in the backcourt. Up court to Marcheski in the front court. To Leopold. 10 seconds. Don't have to shoot. Spartans are going to get the win. 3 seconds. Tampa with the win. Tampa 82. Tuskegee 64. Tampa's 20th win of this 20th consecutive win. Tuskegee has their 17-game winning streak come to an end. Tampa now 31-1 on the year. Tuskegee ends the season 24-4. Tampa will play the winner of the game coming up in about 30 minutes, and that will be Lee against SSC Lynn, a team Tampa played just last Saturday. Recap the scoring for you. McElroy leading Tuskegee with 17. Willis had 11. Bolin with 11. Thorman McKee with 12. Abdur-Rahim with 3. Stannard with 4 to round out the scoring. And where's Jackson on the list here? Jackson fouled out of the game with 6 points. For Tampa, Justo with 11 points, 3 rebounds, 4 and an assist. Kinn, 27 points. I don't know if you realize that she was 11 of 12 from the floor.
Crazy.
11 of 12 from the floor.
Yeah, that's crazy.
5 of 6 from the free throw line and 15 rebounds. Audrey Ramsey, 16 points, 5 of 9 from the floor, 4 of 7 from the free throw line, 4 of 7, I should say, from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. She played all 40 minutes of this game. Sarah Jones, 8 points. Malia Sullivan, 16 points, 7 of 15 from the floor. Had 9 assists on the day for Malia Sullivan. Almost a double digit that way. Audra Leopold with 2 points and Eleanor Marcheski with 2 points. Tuskegee was 25 of 70 from the floor, 35.7%. 7 of 18 from deep, 38.9%. And 7 of 12 from the free throw line, just 58%. Tampa ends up 31 of 53, 58% from the floor. They were a solid 9 of 18 from three-point line, 50%, and missed only 1 free throw. They were 11 of 12 from the line, 91.7%. 34 rebounds for Tampa, 35 for Tuskegee, 13 assists for Tuskegee, 22 for Tampa. 22 of their 31 baskets were assisted in the game. So Tampa will play tomorrow evening against the winner of the Lee-Lynn game. Before that, you'll have the Eckerd Union game. DeCarlo, this is my last game. I've got my daughter's spring break vacation coming up tomorrow. You will be here tomorrow with Scott Lynn as the Spartans live another day. It's that time of year, folks.
Yep.
We're just one and keep going. Get that win and keep moving on. So thanks to everybody for listening all season. There's still more games to come, though. Andre, great job running the board, making us look good, sound good. Got to get that GoPro camera on you. 82-64 is the final score. Tampa, a winner this evening right here in an NCAA Division II women's basketball game. Thanks for watching, everybody, and join us tomorrow when Tampa takes on the Lee-Lynn winner.